Hi, guys. This is Leticia from the A Ver Que Pasa podcast. Thanks for joining me tonight. Tonight's topic is hygiene, personal hygiene. While I have been on this dating journey, the last 4 years, a little over 4 years, I have had at least, close to 200 dates in 4 years. And I've seen and I've heard and I've noticed and I've smelled and I have observed many things. But one thing, as I've gotten older and the men with whom I have a cup of coffee or lunch or walk with are also older. And I've noticed that they're clean, but their habits are something that sort of turn me off. I'm not going to lie to you. I had lunch with a gentleman on Tuesday. We met at 1:00. It was a cool restaurant. It was fun. It was our second date in the month and a half. So it was great to see him. He lives out of town. But from the restaurant, we wanted to spend some time together and not in his truck. So we opted for a park. And so he followed me to the nearest park. And when he exited his truck and my vehicle, and we met behind the cars, he had like a mini toothbrush. You know, the mini toothbrushes that have the toothpaste and you brush your teeth, and he had it in his mouth, and he was fixing his hat or whatever, his glasses. And I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm brushing my teeth or cleaning my teeth." And I said, "We're in public." He said, "There's no one around." And that's not it. That's not all. During lunch, before our entrees showed up, what I noticed that he did was he put his finger in his ear and then grabbed some bread from the table. And I thought, to my sister, that would not be a big deal. She'd say, "Oh, now you're nitpicking. You aren't perfect. Look at yourself first." And I said, no one said I was perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. However, there are some things that we do behind closed doors, like pick our teeth or brush our teeth with the mini brushes, or put our finger in our ear and maybe scratch it, but it was way deep in there. And then without cleaning it or going to the restroom to wash your hands, you literally pick food that we're supposed to share. And that is, for me, that is disgusting. I don't know about you guys. What do you think about that? Is it important to you? So if I like this gentleman, if I like this man, and we see each other a third time, maybe for dinner now, because we had coffee first, and then now we had lunch on Tuesday, and I don't know if I could get past those things. Now, my sister, with whom I have not spoken about this, she's the person that I share things with. She found her person after 10 years being single, and she is happy. She's in a great place. Our family haven't met her man, but she talks so highly of him. And when I do see her, she looks so happy, and she hadn't been that happy in 10, 11 years. And so, but I haven't told her that I've got these pet peeves, because she'll also say, oh, that's nothing. Is he a great guy? Does he make you laugh? Is he attentive? Does he notice things about you? Does he give you compliments? Does he open the doors? Is he kind? Is he nice? Is he thoughtful? Is he a good listener? Does he communicate well? And I would say yes to all those things. Yes. But what about that? What about the hygiene? Is it important? I surely cannot change the man. He's in his 60s. He's in his mid 60s. That's something that I know I'm going into either accepting and just letting it roll off my back like water rolling off your back. Forget about that. That's a minor thing in the big scheme of things in a relationship. What do you guys think? Would you date somebody that does that? You know, what if later on we're someplace in a movie theater or something and he passes gas? Am I supposed to laugh at that? I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. When I can honestly say when I was married many, many, many years ago, in the 14 years I was married, my then husband, he never passed gas. Neither one of us ever did that. We never passed gas in front of each other. We just didn't fart in front of each other. Some people think, oh, it's so cute, it's natural. Yes, it's natural. Of course, we all have to do that. However, for me personally, there's a limit. For me, when I find my partner and I've eaten beans that cause a gaseous attack, I will be sure and run out of the bedroom if I'm awake, or use the hall restroom and not do anything in the restroom where he could hear me. That to me, I feel that it might give him a different perspective, even though it's a natural thing that we have to expel gas and other bodily fluids and waste. However, to do that in front of, I don't know, I'm not sure. I never did it with my husband. And in my last relationship, that was a year and a half, we definitely did not do that. We never did that. We never did that. Sure, if I was on the toilet, he was in the shower, or vice versa, but toilet, I mean, women sit, men stand at the toilet. But, I'd be in there washing my face or brushing my teeth or whatever while he was in the shower. But I don't know. I feel like it was too soon for him to be picking at his ear and then his teeth, and he had that thing in there. And it was like, oh, you're brushing my teeth. And I'm thinking, wow, that's disgusting. I hope he doesn't want to kiss me. Honestly, I hope that this man does not want to kiss me, because I do not want to kiss him. I don't want to kiss him. I was turned off. I have a weak stomach on certain things, and that really turned me off. First of all, I was so hungry. I'd skip breakfast. I had my 5-mile walk before lunch, all to build up the desire for a nice, hearty meal, probably the only one of the day, because it was going to, go longer. And then to see him do that, I mean, I was turned off. While we were eating, I literally was just eating. I did not want to, I was afraid to look up at him while he's eating and he's doing something, or picking his nose, or like taking something out of his teeth. I'm not sure. To me, those are big things. They bother me. They bother me just like it would bother me. I'm sure it would bother him if in my shoe, I had something, or if we were on a date and I was wearing heels and I looked real pretty and we were at a fancy restaurant like Eddie V's or something like that, or the Oasis, and I reached down and I clean between my toes. How would that sit? Would that be funny to a man? Guys, what do you think? To me, that's disgusting. He did hug me at the end, and he smelled really nice, even though he had worked half the day. And this is the guy that works out of town. He works and lives 4 hours away from here. And so we haven't gone out on the weekend because of the distance. He's got other things that are pending. I understand. I've got my own things to do as well, which is nice. But so he drove. He's been driving. 4 hours just for, 4-hour date, which is fine. But I'm not sure. How do you feel about that? How would you feel if you're trying to find your mate and the one person that you're attracted to and you like him, he makes you laugh, you guys have fun when you hang out together, but then he does that. How would you feel? Would you think, oh, he's a man, he's gonna do that, he's gonna fart, he's gonna do this, he's gonna pick his nose, and he's gonna think it's funny if he passes gas and it's really loud, or he's gonna pick his ear and then look at his finger? Because I've had dates where the guys do that too, and these are educated men with masters and PhDs. I'm telling you, and I've had dates that do that. They pick their ears and then they actually look at what's on the finger, on their finger. What is that supposed to do? Is that supposed to turn me on? Are they supposed to put that under a microscope? What is the purpose of looking at whatever was in your ear? I don't know, guys, help me out here. What do you think? Am I being too picky? Am I just finding fault with this guy? I like him. I'm attracted to him. He makes me laugh. We do have a good time. But those little things, I'm glad he doesn't smell bad, because at that point I would have said, I'm not seeing him again for sure. But he smelled nice when he hugged me, and I said, okay, bye. What do you think? Big deal? Not big deal. Picking at your teeth and your ear at dinner. Tell me your thoughts. Share your thoughts with me. Please engage with me. I love to hear and read your comments. You can also reach me at averquepasaenlife@gmail.com. I always get a kick out of receiving your emails. It makes me feel good to know that you can trust me with your questions, even though it might not be on this platform, but through email. So please send me your comments. Ladies, what do you think about this? Guys, how would you feel if your date did those exact things? So this scenario could go both ways, but it just happened to be me, and my date was the one that was doing all this, all the poking. Let me know. I love you guys. If you haven't already liked my channel, please give me a like. That makes me feel good. That's the only reason I'm asking every time at the end of every episode. Also, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. I love the support. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of next month. So by the end of May, my goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers. Tell your friends about me and have them check me out. I appreciate it. I love you guys. I love you all. Stay tuned for more funny adventures on your A Ver Que Pasa podcast. Ciao for now.